Hey everybody, the Real Behemoth here, back in with another video for Heroes of History. Today we are going to be doing New Player Guide episode 8, I believe we're on, and it is going to be for Purple Tesla. So as you can see here, oh funny, I don't have that 3-starred for some reason. I have 3-starred my Purple Tesla as well on level 15. Let's jump into each of the heroes, some of the heroes that you guys are going to be using throughout your stages, and what strategies we can use in Purple Tesla. So first off, when you're very early game, you just have 2, 3 stars, etc. Chiyome is going to be your main go-to for Purple Tesla. She's going to be dealing the most damage out of all the 2 stars against this Tesla boss. With her ability, she deals a decent bit of damage, and her charge time is very, very fast. On the tanky side, you've got Titus Pulo. He also will be doing a decent amount of single target damage, and he actually gains a little bit of a shield as well. You've got Dayu. She's going to be, decent against the boss herself with her poison, so she's going to be dealing some dot damage. And then Tribule, I don't think he's going to be very good against this Tesla boss at all, so I would not recommend using him. You've got Oracle. So as you guys are aware, the boss is immune to debuffs, but you can still buff your team. So with her ability specifically, she's not going to be useful against the Tesla boss himself, but she'll be useful against the minions. Another one that I don't suggest should be used. Let's go ahead and filter by star level actually instead. We have Mansa Musa. He's going to be decent against the Purple Tesla boss, especially for the earlier on levels. I only leveled him to 40 for, some testing and whatnot, but I actually have, I believe, a hero highlight video on him. If you guys want to check him out, I believe I ran some Tesla example with him as well, just to see kind of the damage difference. I want to say it was somewhere around 6 or 7% of a damage increase towards the boss with him in my team versus with him or without him. Musashi is going to be another one of your crucial early on 3 stars for Tesla boss. He doesn't need a ton of levels to be useful, but he's very, very solid against this boss. Otto, I wouldn't typically suggest using tanks in Tesla at all. It limits your damage, and he's really not going to do much for you at all unless you're struggling with the minions themselves. 4 stars. So Confucius, unlike Oracle, actually has some use in this in the Tesla. And the reason why is because he provides a buff to your team. So the debuff won't work against the boss, but the buff for your team will work. So he will be a better replacement for Mansa Musa if you're using him in the Tesla boss battles. Definitely recommend using Confucius, and he's good all around. So you can use him in campaign, you can use him in treasure hunt, and obviously in Tesla as well. So he's a decent support unit that you can use. Spartacus is going to be doing a decent bit of single target damage against the boss, and he's a little bit tanky as well, so kind of provides that duality that we're missing with Titus Pulo. Bessie Coleman, completely useless against the boss. I thought her damage was going to be a lot higher than it is. I leveled her up quite a bit, leveled her ability up. Just did not like what I saw. To put it into perspective, a level 80 Bessie at Awaken 1 and ability 15 was doing just the same amount of damage as this Chiyome at level 40 and ability level 5. So wouldn't recommend that you level her for Tesla at all. She does have uses against some other areas and modes in the game, but definitely not Tesla. Now, Edison, he is going to be your primary focus in terms of beating Purple Tesla. Every single time that he uses his ability, he gains attack speed boosts for the rest of the wave. So every single time he pops, he buffs himself, and he shoots even faster, to the point where his basic attacks are lightning fast, seriously lightning fast, and he's doing insane damage to this boss. Abe Lincoln, fantastic hero to use in Tesla. You can block every single ult from the boss aside from the very first one. So he just needs that little bit of survivability in order to survive that first shot, and a little bit of the minion damage. Otherwise, you're able to, push through pretty easily if you do and are lucky enough to have Abe Lincoln. Ben Franklin, not useful against the boss at all. Would not suggest that you use him. Vlad. Now, Vlad is an interesting one. So he's gonna have his bleed damage, and he's gonna be healing himself. And I'll explain while we're in the Tesla where he can be useful. But he's gonna be more of that kind of tankiness that you're looking for, and so he has a very niche use in terms of this boss fight, and I'll explain that once we're in there. Lagartha is going to be awesome as well. If once she gets her attack speed boost, she continues to have it and keeps it throughout the entirety of the Tesla battle. As you can see, her regular charge here is 8 seconds, and she gets the attack speed for 8 seconds. So by the time it wears off, it's right back there. She's going to be doing a very good amount of single target damage to the boss. She's the Robin Hood for purples. Marie, a lot of people underestimate Marie. She's going to do well against both the boss and against the minions. So she'll be able to allow you to clear those waves a lot quicker. Definitely recommend leveling her. She's used in every single game mode in the game right now. She's one of, in my opinion, one of the top overall heroes in the game right now. There are a couple levels that you really would love to have her. So definitely recommend that you use her. Now keep in mind, we also have Relics as well now. You want the Aquila standard on Edison. So make sure you're swapping your relics around. I know that we all have very limited relics, or at least most of the player base does, unless you're pay to win, like myself, where I don't really have issues, equipping relics. But definitely make sure that each of your heroes in Tesla fights, when you're trying to push and progress, have relics equipped, because every added boost is obviously beneficial to you. So let's jump in, kind of show you an example. I'm not going to throw relics on everybody right now. This is just going to be kind of an example run of the team that I use. So this is the team that I used to beat level 15 and 3-star it. As you can see here, I have 2 level 40s in my team. Now, what you really want to focus on and pay attention to is the boss's ults and the rotation of them. Each boss color has its own rotation. Some of them are a little harder to find or understand, but then others, like purple, like yellow, are easier to understand. So as my last video stated, yellow, it just hits the farthest ranged unit, which you want to be kin so he can heal himself back up. And in this one, it's going to hit backline, frontline, backline, frontline, and it's going to swap between, back and forth between the two. And so that is where Vlad is really going to come into play, is if you're struggling to keep your frontline alive, he may be able to tank some of that damage. So let's go ahead and jump into it. I will let it auto run for the first little bit here. We're going to wait for Musashi's skill to pop off, and then we're going to get off of auto. So there's the boss's skill. We're going to Abe, and he's going to miss his ult here. That's on Edison. So that was the front now. Edison, as you can see, is continually popping off here. We're just going to use everybody's skill. Edison should wipe out this wave, no problem. We have Abe's skill back for when the boss is ready to pop, and watch just how fast Edison is going to attack. So as you can see there, backline again, he's going to go back to front this time, and we should be clearing any second now. So yep, perfect. That's an example of a purple Tesla run there. Perfect run. You can see the battle stats here. You can very clearly see who the carries are for damage. So you really want to level your Edison as high and as much as you can. You want to level his ability as much as you can. And then Musashi as the 3-star is going to do pretty insane damage as well. You just got to make sure you place him correctly. So with your Edison, you want Edison to be over leveled because the boss is going to typically ult on Edison because he's going to be right up against the boss with his skill and his teleport jump or teleport stomp. So Musashi's levels aren't as concerning. However, if you want him to do a lot more damage, obviously level him as you can. But you can see here, Bessie Coleman and Chiome. Chiome did 2, I kid you not, 2 less damage than my Bessie Coleman. 40 level difference, 10 ability level difference. It just, 2 stars difference. It just doesn't make sense. So that aspect does not make sense to me at all. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll catch you in the next one. Please leave a like and subscribe.